Hello and welcome to the premiere episode of Unscripted with Ellen, the show where me, Ellen, your host, will do really anything she wants to. If you're here, first of all, I want to say thank you. Being here early on for the first episode means that you either like me a little bit or you hate me a lot. And in either case, mwah, gracias. One of the reasons I decided to do this podcast was so that people would stop asking me, why don't you do a podcast? Also, why not? This podcast is sort of nicheless. And in that, I think it has a niche because I'm a little bit messy. Life is a little bit messy. I suspect this podcast will be a little bit messy. But we're all in this together, are we not? I have been a freelance creative my entire adult life. I've been a model, an actress, a serial entrepreneur. I've been a professional mermaid. I have worked events. I have checked in celebrities to their events. I have an OnlyFans. Okay. I do all sorts of things. And now I'm doing a podcast. Isn't life exciting? But you know what? Why not? I really wanted to start a podcast just to talk and connect with like-minded weirdos. I love the weirdos. They're my people. In the words of a Maya Papaya, I'm a weirdo, but I'm a good weirdo. And I know there's a lot of us out there. I'm actually pretty nervous to start this podcast. I do live my life chronically online, but within that, I have found sort of a safe space. I'm an actress that can slip into other roles, and I can create my little influencer persona on Instagram, and this is very much so a step beyond that. I know that there are a lot of haters and bullies out there, especially on the internet, so this is requiring an extreme act of bravery just to put myself out there, because I know inevitably there will be hurtful comments. I will screw up. This podcast is unscripted, purposefully so. I want to embrace parts of myself and my self-expression and my creativity that is not defined by industries and trying to get a job and, trying to get a role. I just don't want this to be about anything in particular other than exploration and just being transparent about what it's like to be a woman in Hollywood this day and age, in this industry, being a creative, and what that looks like. I want to focus this podcast on creative expression, on current events, on yipping and yapping, on dillying and dallying, on talking to the girls and the gays and the theys, and decentering men, but having some fun. I'm 40 and single and living in a very large city, and it adds a little extra flavor to the mess, I have some horror stories. I have some war stories from the battlefield of love. I'm still surviving, maybe not thriving, but I'm in the game. But I have also sort of decentered men, decentered romantic relationships. And that has been an interesting journey as well. A lot of people have said I should start a dating podcast. And let me tell you, honey, I have stories. Dating in LA is not for the weak. All right. But I gotta be honest, starting a dating podcast felt inauthentic to me because, truth be told, within the last year or so, I would say I kind of stopped dating. Now, I don't want to say I'm not going to date. I'm sure I will at some point, and Lord have mercy. I'm sure I will spill all the beans to you, but right now I've been decentering men, and it wasn't really a mindful thing. It was just sort of like a I give up thing, and I feel so much happier. So that's just where we're at. And I know I'm not the only one, okay? A lot of my girlfriends, my single girlfriends, they're in a similar place. I think it's just sort of common right now. People are tired of dating. I know there's a male loneliness epidemic. We might have a whole episode on it at some point, okay? But I'm here contributing to it. And I'm not mad about it. It's the natural. It is the natural. It is the natural. I don't know what to say, you guys. Okay, we are where we are. We are where we are. It takes someone with determination to keep putting themselves out there and being vulnerable for love in this utterly love toxic current dating environment. I don't know anyone that's currently having fun dating unless they're like a scammer. And some of you men are scammers, okay? So maybe some of you are having fun, but I don't know any of my girlfriends that are having a good time dating. Unless they're gay, maybe. The gays know how to have a good time. It's the heteros who are really struggling. So I'm a little exhausted with it, and that's just the truth of the matter. So you may get sort of my feminist dating philosophy, but some of it may be less in practice these days, and I think it's good to be clear about that right from the get-go. This podcast will be about much more than dating and sex, though I will be spilling the beans at some point, I'm sure. Lord knows I can't keep my mouth shut. I am a blabbermouth. I'm a Gemini. Yes, I believe in astrology. We can also clear the air about that right away. If you've listened thus far, thank you so much. Thank you for taking an interest. I appreciate your support on every step of the journey. I know my creative life has gone every which way, so there are people that I know from all walks of life, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. And one of the best benefits of living a creative life is just all the creative people you meet along the way, all the interesting stories you hear, different perspectives, and how the creative process really ties in to so many industries, and how you can pull from here or there to inspire whatever you're working on or whatever stage of life you're in. And let's not get too existential, okay? We're going to get into a lot of topics on this podcast, and I hope that you share with me any questions that you may have when it comes to creative living, work, acting, breaking into the industry, staying motivated and not burning out. Any questions about dating or having an OnlyFans? I'm here for all of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them my way, and I just may answer them in a future episode. Please follow and share this episode with anyone who you think may be interested. We're going to have a great time. Thanks for listening in, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye. This does sort of feel like I'm in a confessional for The Bachelor. I'm not gonna lie.